Good morning, my friends. I am Reverend Elisha Christopher, and I am so pleased to welcome you to our Sunday morning service here at Center for Spiritual Living Santa Cruz. Again, I'm just grateful that you're here. We are here in the Live Oak district of Santa Cruz, and I want you to know that the land on which we stand is the Ama Mutsun tribal land of the First Nation people who were here before us. And we have a lovely service this morning. Our theme for the month theme for the year actually is Timeless Wisdom, Evolutionary Vision, which is also the theme for this month. We have a lovely monthly song that we're singing together called Join Together by Donna Michael. And I know this is the 5th Sunday we've gotten to enjoy this song. So if you're like me, you've probably gotten this one in your mind already. So let's sing and dance together, even though we're spread across the county. Let's invite Donna Michael and co. Join together, together in love. That was Donna Michael with our Song of the Month, Join Together. Well, my friends, as you know, we are part of a worldwide movement that we call the Centers for Spiritual Living. And here at Center for Spiritual Living Santa Cruz, we have our own centering statement, which encompasses our purpose, mission, and vision. So if you will, I want you to engage me in this centering statement from home. So speak this out loud with me. Let's take a deep breath in first. And let's say this together. We are a spiritually progressive community that transforms lives and the world through a philosophy of possibility thinking and responding to life with love. And that's what we're here to do. We have a beautiful morning planned with you for you and with you, my friends. We're actually testing out we're doing a Zoom run this morning, so that hopefully in the next coming weeks we can invite you to join our Sunday morning service virtually on Zoom. So we're testing that out this morning, and Reverend Alice and Stacy are holding that down for us today. And we have Sky Leona, who is our practitioner of the day. We have a lovely treat. We get to hear from our own Reverend Tamara Merrill this morning, which I'm personally very excited about. And we have beautiful music this morning. We already got to hear from Donna Michael and that wonderful group of Reverend musicians from across CSL. We have a song from Bob Sima and a song from Leah, who we love and know. So, my friends, I'm going to invite up Sky Leona to bring us into our time of contemplation and prayer, which will be followed by music, and then you'll get to hear from Reverend Tamara. So, let's begin by taking a deep breath.
The reading today is by David Steinde Rost. By looking up, by raising our eyes above our limited horizon, we are more likely to perceive the blessings hidden in affliction. I'm so happy to be here with you today. And as we move into a state of prayer, I would like it, if you do what you need to do, to center right now in this very moment. So let us open knowing and realizing that everything we perceive, all life, all circumstances, are the beginning point of our personal recognition that in that absolute existence, that creative force, always becoming, responding to our very belief and our very thoughts and our words, is always in activity through us, as us, and because of us. So let us stand up and be counted and take our place as individualized expressions, co-creators, knowing that our very existence is a gift, that we are constantly and continuously contributing to the wealth and the good of this life here, now, on this planet. And as such, I claim for myself that I am willing to be responsible by my very thoughts, that my mindfulness allows me to speak those words of power, causing a newness, expressing a higher good for all life. I am grateful for knowing this truth. I take it upon my own shoulders, as I know each of you here is capable of. I take it upon my shoulders to focus on that which nurtures. And this broadcast that we are giving here today is an opportunity to open to that which expands and evolves who you are through the talk that we are about to hear and through all of the source places in our lives right now. Respond to them, open to them, give gratitude as I do now. This is it. This is all there is. Let's do something fantastic with it. And so it is. Thanks, everybody, for being with me.
You can find me in the silence, I'll be breathing. It's the truest true in everything I believe in. A light dances before your eyes, a precious gift to be realized. It leaves you with an indescribable feeling that I'm awake, I'm alive, I am here. As the air moves in and out of me, I can feel it. It's the Buddha, the Mother Mary, and Holy Spirit. It's every book I read, the single thread that gets me clearing out of my head, ties my body to my soul, and I'm always near it. And I'm awake, I'm alive, I am here. I'm awake, I'm alive, I am here. I have spent enough days just barely breathing. Shallow, hollow, empty, it left me feeling disconnected on overdrive, stressed and tempted to dull the ride. Hence the joy, but they were often fleeting. I'm awake, I'm alive, I am here. I'm awake, I'm alive, I am here. I'm awake, I'm alive, I am here. It's the guide, it's the way, it's the path through every fear. It's a knife in the past, the instant now and here. It's the grand entrance to the truth today, and it's always just one breath away. As the air moves in and out of me, I can feel it. It's the Buddha, the Mother Mary, and Holy Spirit. It's every book I read, the single thread that gets me clearing out of my head, ties my body to my soul, and I'm always near it. And I'm awake, I'm alive, I am here. I'm awake, I'm alive, I am here. I'm awake, I'm alive, I am here. I'm awake, I'm alive, I
Good morning. My name is Reverend Tamara Merrill, and I am a minister here at the Centers for Spiritual Living in Santa Cruz. My title topic today is called The Third Way. Science of mind has really evolved over the years. It focused a lot on our intellectual capacities and then to our emotional capacity. So from the head to the heart. And now our next step in our evolution in this philosophy is about going from the me, which was about our personal growth, to the we. And the we is our collective. And at this time in our evolution, our spiritual evolution, it's about committing to our vision that we have, that a world that works for everyone includes doing the work as a we. In understanding our spiritual nature, only then can we understand humanity. I believe that spiritual growth is all about relationships. Relationships to everything in the world, to all living things, and even in the invisible. My challenge in this, in my spiritual growth, is about my unhealed beliefs. And it's usually about my fellow human beings. Dr. Beckwith talks about being guided by our inner spiritual practices. And I found this quote to be very inspiring. Dr. Beckwith says, authentic evolutionary leaders are guided by their inner spiritual practice. They lead with their heart, live by their values each and every day. And they maintain a beginner's mind of teachability, receptivity, humility, and they are ever available to new insights and also to new revelations. I would like to think of us, you and I, as spiritual warriors in a spiritual revolution. What are the tools as a spiritual warrior? What are our best practices of our principles of oneness? I think one of them is to cultivate empathy. Another, never be against people, but only against problems. Be committed to reawaken humanity in our opponents. Stop seeing others as our enemy. Be committed to healing false beliefs in our spiritual work. Let me go on to say that it's so exciting that in the 20th century, the discoveries in quantum reality shows that nothing is separate as it seems. A good deal of evidence suggests that empathy and cooperation are dominant forces in our evolution. Humans and primates are equipped with mirror neurons that enable us to share what another is feeling. And in that self-sacrifice can produce intense rewards in our nervous system. I call this the third way. It requires us to outgrow our present image of ourselves as separate and physical and competitive humans. I want to share a story that impacted my life as a young 18-year-old. I finished high school and I went into my first semester at a junior college, and I didn't do so well. I wanted to play, and I didn't want to get serious about life. And my parents talked it over, and they decided to send me to Brazil to live with my 27-year-old brother. As an 18-year-old, I boarded a plane. It broke down twice, going through Guatemala, Panama and Guatemala. And I learned so much about trust as I moved through that. I went to live with my brother. He was 27 years old. I lived in Porto Alegre, Brazil. And my brother was a workaholic, so he'd leave at 7 in the morning and come home at 7 o'clock at night. I had signed up to go to school there, but it wasn't time yet. So I had a month or so of being in a country alone, not speaking the language, and really struggling with the loneliness that I felt. There were no supermarkets in the town we lived in, but there were markets, neighborhood markets. And in those neighborhood markets, you would have the pig slaughtered upside down, and the fish, and so the smells were very strong. And my brother had sent me to go get food for dinner. Now, coming from the 1970s, the mid-1970s, when I went to make spaghetti, I got the dry spaghetti and the cans of spaghetti sauce and put it in a pot. Well, there's no such thing there. There's tomatoes to make tomato sauce, and you have to make your own pasta. Well, that was just totally left field for my 18-year-old brain. So when I went to the store, all I bought was oranges and cookies, you know. So as I was leaving the store, 4 little boys, ranging between 5 and 9 years old, came up to me and said hello in Portuguese. And I said hello in English. And then I was a rock star because I was an American. So I developed this relationship with these 4 young boys playing soccer with a flattened soccer ball in the street. They were a little disheveled. They're a little dirty, but they're little boys. So I decided to share my oranges with them. And they knew every Beatles song that ever was sung and could sing those Beatles songs in perfect English. So we sang Beatles songs, we sat on the curb, and we ate oranges. And it became a ritual that every day they were my friends. I would go buy cookies or I would go buy bread and cheese, and I would share whatever I had with these little boys, 4 little boys. They never asked me for anything other than to spend time and whatever snack I had of the day. About two or 3 weeks later, my brother came home upset with me and said the neighbors saw me with street children, and that street children are extremely dangerous and can cause harm to people because they were known to steal things. And I was like, well, those aren't my little boys, So I continued to share food and enjoy their company. And one day I asked them, where do you live? So I wasn't sure if they were street children or just, very poor. And so they took me about a block away to an abandoned bus. And there I realized that these 4 children lived in a bus. There was a 12-year-old and I think a 14-year-old, a little bit older, that lived with them also. No home. I was mortified, and I couldn't believe how it touched my heart that they were surviving on the streets. And we look at our homeless people in this country, these were homeless children. And the orphanage system wasn't very good. It was overwhelmed with all the orphans in Brazil. Shortly thereafter, about a month in, the little boys disappeared. And I went to look for them in the hollow bus. The bus was gone. It was taken away. The merchants had complained that they were stealing, and they were trying to chase the children out of the neighborhood so that they wouldn't have any more theft. And after that, there was this horrible incident where the police all over Brazil were paid by the merchants to get rid of the children, not only to move them on to another neighborhood, but to actually create a genocide where they killed thousands of children, orphan children, in Brazil, in the cities. I wondered what happened to my little 4 ones, And I was so devastated, I asked my brother, well, what can we do? One of my brother's friends said that there was an orphanage outside of town that really helped orphans by taking them in on a farm, raising pigs. Churches would donate clothes from the United States and monies so that they could learn a trade and be in a safe environment. My parents, myself, and my brother decided to donate to that orphanage for over 20 years. I never did see my wonderful 4 little boys, but they left an impact, and I took action. And that difference, I always hope, touched their hearts. But we must start looking at a third way out of our problems. Andrew Young says, be committed to make a way out of no way. Modern culture does not prepare us to understand a non-material positive force in the world, but that's what speaks to our instinctive spirit and soul. During this COVID virus, it's really amazing to me that something so microscopic that we cannot see with the naked eye has turned our world and our society upside down on its head. And yet, through our evolution, scientists can remove what they call an RNA code from this microscopic virus, place the code in our arm, and have our body read that code and build antibodies to fight the virus. Last year, I talked about the really interesting scientific discoveries of how they make viruses dormant. And one of them was they made the HIV virus dormant, and they put it, a large dose of it, in men who had brain tumors, inoperable brain tumors. Within 2 weeks of a very high fever, the HIV dormant virus, which means you cannot get HIV from it, attacked the cancer in the brain and ate that cancer in 2 weeks. Because the body sees the cancer as a friendly foe, that it lets it grow and grow. And when the HIV virus came in, it destroyed the brain tumor in 2 weeks. They also took the measles virus, made that dormant, and put it in children with certain types of leukemia. And again, if the children survived the high temperatures that it created in the body when the body was fighting the measles virus against the cancer, the leukemia, they would be totally free of cancer within 2 weeks. So where are the blessings in that? It's a miracle that the invisible world that we deal with has so much impact and power. The third way of our invisible power is so that we can align ourselves with the instinctive truth of our true nature, and that is love. Love is a fundamental energy like gravity. It is not about love and hate, peace and war, violence and nonviolence, fight or flight. We are neither running away from fear or attacking in anger using the third way, but resisting in love. There is no win or loss, just the ability to grow, because love is more than hearts and flowers. It is the integrating force that holds the whole universe together. When we talk about love, it's not, this is a do-nothing approach. Because it takes, as a spiritual warrior, our minds and our emotions to be habitually trained to the higher truth of our being in order to change our consciousness. There's a story in the Nonviolence Handbook, and it's for the children. And so what they did is they got a puppet of a coyote and a puppet of a giraffe to show how when one only has the perspective or the worldview of whatever's in front of them, they can't see the higher truth. The giraffe has a higher view for a worldview to see more of what's happening. Also, which I did not know about giraffes, if giraffes have these little knobs on their tongue, so they're able to eat thorns and dissolve the thorns into nutritious food for themselves. That's my commitment. The thorns, the thoughts that aren't compassionate and kind, to be able to dissolve them on my tongue because I'm habitually practicing the principles. Our trained spiritual thoughts of kindness and compassion give way to the divine. Ernest Holmes talks about evil very little, but what he does say is impactful, I think. Ernest says, evil is not the opposite of good. It is the absence of life. Evil can exist as a relative fact, but only as a temporary fact, not a spiritual truth. The third way, cultivating empathy. It is the force of the invisible presence of love to conquer all destructible forces. Do your work on a spiritual practice as if humanity depended upon it. Be a way shower to the invisible, spiritual power that is our spirit and our soul. Our science keeps telling us from the 20th century that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, just transformed. We're in the business of transformation. In our work in transformation, that is where we become the spiritual warrior in this spiritual revolution. Reverend Deborah Johnson shared with me many years ago about how the drama happens with the ego. And that is, there's always a 3-part drama with our ego. In most stories, human stories, there's always a villain, a victim, and a hero. And many times, we have found ourselves in all 3 in different situations. As a villain, someone thinks we are not okay. As a victim, oh my goodness, I have been there. Somebody else hurt me. And as a hero, don't we all want to be the hero of our own story? The problem with being a hero is that it's from an ego concept of me and not we. We all need to see each other as heroes. We need a new story of humanity and a new story for our human destiny, written in love and compassion. We have work to do because it takes so much to train our thinking and change the beliefs that don't align the beliefs that don't align with the truth of who we are. This year, I've had a lot of losses. Well, actually last year, 2020. And I'm sure there are people out there who also have had a lot of losses. I had 2 of my wonderful foster children pass away as adults, one in their 40s, one a little older. And if it wasn't for my spiritual practice, I don't think I could be standing here today. It has meant everything. The practice to knowing the truth, that we are about something big like love, but not the flowers and the heart love, the deep instinctive love that is calling us all the time, reminding us all the time that is the truth. In closing, I'd like to read a prayer. It's the United Farm Workers Prayer. And I'd like to give a little background on it. My mother taught in the migrant camps, preschool to English to children in Gilroy. And her co-worker was 10 years younger and a wonderful person who also passed away last year. And she did so much for the Hispanic community over the years. She helped start that preschool. My mother and her would go to the migrant camps and do home visits. In junior high and high school, I would go and volunteer. And when I went to her memorial service at the senior center, she was not religious, but she was definitely spiritual. And what was exciting about it, it was all these adults who had come from working in the fields to getting an education, being superintendent of schools, being teachers, making a difference. And they attributed it to someone, one person who saw who they were, who saw their capabilities. And that was just amazing. And my mom, she loved her work and loved all the people she worked with. So in closing, I really want to share the United Farm Workers Prayer as the end. Show me the suffering of the most miserable, so I will know my people's plight. Free me to pray for others, for you are present in every person. Help me take responsibility for my own life, so that I can be free at last. Grant me courage to serve others, for in service there is true life. Give me honesty and patience, so that I can work with other workers. Bring forth song and celebration, so that the Spirit will be alive among us. Let the Spirit flourish and grow, so that we will never tire of the struggle. Let us remember those who have died for justice, for they have given us life. Help us love even those who hate us, so we can change the world. Namaste. Thank you.
All right. This is a song called Among Stars that I wrote for my little sister's graduation about 20 years ago. How did you ever make it? How did you plow your way through? Did you ever get lost? So darn tired you forgot what you first set out to do. Would you please tell me how? Did you ever take it? Maybe somehow you knew. They can bruise, they can beat, they can't defeat a winner. Just remember that means you and you shine on the world like you shine just for me. Be who you are and remember that star is a light that the whole world needs to see. Be not afraid, dry up your tears, live for your faith, not for your fears. Wherever you are among the stars. Now I am a mother, and when I look at this girl, every man is my brother. I never knew love so real and so pure like this before. Can you please tell me how we can say that we love her and keep on fighting these wars? We all have one mother. Peace is what mothers everywhere all keep crying for. Here's my plea for will. There's so much love in you, so many who seek simple kindnesses. You will be there, fill right here and right now. You'll be a small piece of heaven. So don't forget who you are. You shine like perfection. Remember I see, remember I do, and I always will know you shine. Shine, 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 shine. Be who you are, and remember that star is a light that the whole world needs to see. Be not afraid, dry up your tears, live for your faith, never for your fear. Remember you are a miracle fire. Remember you are, remember you are, remember you are. You are among the stars. Hey, yes, you are. You are, we are among stars. We are among the stars. We are among the stars. Hey, 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 hey. We are among the stars.
And so let us anchor into this time with this affirmation. Speak these words with me. I open myself to receive great prosperity, health, and healing. Gratefully, I receive the gift that I am seeking. I accept my good and send it on to bless all humanity. I am thankful to be so richly supplied and able to serve. I am fully blessed, and so it is. Well, my friends, I don't know about you, but I have thoroughly enjoyed this morning's service. I want to begin just by saying thank you. First, we're going to start just by saying thank you, 1,000 thank yous to our tech crew for making our virtual service possible. And that is Nancy Lascagia and Mohini Peters, Susan Pankratz, and Stacy Byerly has been supporting us on our Zoom test run this morning. So thank you, Stacy and Reverend Alice, for holding that down on the other end. Sky Leona, thank you for holding us in prayer during this service. Reverend Tamara, thank you. Thank you for your message. It's such an honor and a blessing to be able to get to hear from you. We had some beautiful music today, which was from Donna Michael, from Leah, who we know, and from Bob Sima. And most importantly, I want to thank you for tuning in. I want to thank you for letting us be part of your Sunday morning and bringing this service into your home week after week. And I especially want to say thank you to those of you who we call our CSL sustainers, who continuously give monthly gifts to the center to keep all of our programs and everything possible. And as we keep up-leveling what we're doing virtually, it's really just a big opportunity to say thank you for continuous support on all levels. And as you know, there are many ways to give, and many of them are on the screen. We have our easy QR code. You could just hold up your phone and scan. You can text to give. You can go to the church website. We also can mail checks, do it the old-fashioned way if you want. We just want to say thank you. Thank you for being here. I have a couple announcements, a few things to talk to you about this morning. Really the biggest thing we want to let you know is that Reverend Alice and myself are going to be are preparing right now to be teaching a year-long course that we're calling Applied Spirituality. And it's going to be happening in 3 10-week terms. And again, it's going to be co-facilitated or co-taught by myself and Reverend Alice together. And this Applied Spirituality class is really an opportunity to take these philosophies and of science of mind and the principles that we speak about here week after week, and really go into some deep dialogue, some deep process, some deep contemplation. There's some really great books associated with these classes, and it's really an opportunity to just do some really deep, practical, spiritual study. And the thing that I want to say about the class and a number of the other opportunities that we have virtually available here at the center is, in the time of COVID and social distance and self-isolation and stay at home and the sort of on and on and on of the unknown, one of the things that I think all of us come here to the center for, or are tuning in, is for a sense of community and a sense of connection with each other. And in this different time, I think that one of the best opportunities we have to connect to each other is in the class setting, where we can actually see each other's faces, where we can engage, we can ask conversations, we can talk, and then we can be sort of mutually studying something together. And so I just want to pose, dear beloved community, that this year you contemplate engaging Reverend Alice and myself in this year-long course as a way of being in spiritual community, of deepening your own spiritual practice, and let us do it in support of each other and do it together. I also want to let you know that our Centers for Spiritual Living, our national/global organization, has our annual conference coming up this February in a couple weeks. It's the 15th to the 18th. It's all virtual. It's all online. And, here in our little beautiful community we have, sometimes I think it's easy to forget or hard to remember that we are actually part of a great global movement called the Centers for Spiritual Living that has a myriad of wonderful teachers and wonderful musicians, and that there are communities across the planet actually who are engaging in the same philosophy that we are. And then the annual conference, the Vista Convention, is a really great way to, if you're maybe new to the center or if you're been in the center for a long time, it's a really great way to really plug into what is Centers for Spiritual Living all about. Hear some of the sort of big voices in the movement. Tap into sort of the sound and the music of the movement. There's workshops available. And so if you go to our website, cslsantacruz.org, you can get a lot more information about the Vista Convention. I know that Reverend Alice and myself and a number of us tend to attend this yearly because it's really a good opportunity to remember that there is a much larger community that we're part of, and that we're not in this alone, and that especially in these times where we feel alone at home, it's important to remember the community that we have here, but beyond that, the greater community that we are part of. As you know, we also have an opportunity to talk about the talk or talk to each other, and we call it the talk after the talk. And that's just a half an hour of little community time that we get to share with each other after our Sunday morning service. Since we're broadcasting into your living room, we figure we might want to create a little space where we can come together on Zoom and have a chat. And so we'll have the talk after the talk. You can call in or you can come in on Zoom. The number is 831-000-1818 with a password of 1818. And just again, I want to throw a little commercial for our Zoom test that we're doing this morning, that in the next couple weeks we're hoping to be able to have the Zoom room open during the whole service so that we can actually come in and you could see the other people who are watching with you and then engage in a little conversation afterwards. So check in with the talk after the talk. We'll see you in the Zoom room at 11:30 in about 12 minutes or so. And the last opportunity that I want to share with you as a way to just stay connected is what we have our project To Connect, which is hosted by our board president, Kaylee Dugan. And that's a space that she hosts in her Zoom room, and that's 666-000-6060 with a password of 6060. And that is a space that is open every day of the week except for Sunday, so Monday through Saturday, to just call in. And it's a short check-in call, and depending on how many of us are there, but really the focus is just a place for us to share what's on our heart, to share something that we're grateful for. We have a prayer practitioner on that call every day, so if you ever are just in the middle of a day, in the middle of the week, and think, golly, I could really use some prayer, you can log into Project to Connect at 1 o'clock, and there's an opportunity to connect and receive some prayer. So we have a class, there's the virtual convention, there's the talk after the talk, there's Project to Connect, even though we are virtual and spread across the county, and even further at this point because we are virtual, and I think we're sort of bringing some people in from afar, we want to have as many opportunities to connect with each other and be in that felt sense of community. So log into one of these times this week or in the upcoming weeks, and thank you so much for joining us. And I just want to say that two things that stood out to me that I heard today that Reverend Tamara told us is the invitation to be in the evolution of science of mind and moving from a me-based philosophy to a we-based philosophy, and that let us be a people who are committed to make a way where there seems to be no way. Have a beautiful week. Blessings, my friends.